Okay, so on your do now, you should have found the error, and the error comes from when you are substituting into step 2. They forget to include the y, and because they didn't include the y, they treated this as just a constant instead of a variable with a coefficient. So when you did this part here and you multiply it, this would become negative 12.5y plus 10y equals negative 5. And then you continue from there, combine your like terms. So that's not the answer. And you get negative 2.5y equals negative 5. And you're going to divide by negative 2.5. And negative 5 divided by 2.5 is y equals 2. So that's your y. And now, you can plug it in. So this should be 4x equals times 2. And negative 5 times 2 is 10. So you have 4x equals negative 10. Then you divide by 4. And you would get your actual x, which is x equals negative 2.5. Okay? And that's how that works. Next, on the drama club, hot chocolate and coffee at the school's football games to make money for a special. I skipped a whole sentence. The drama club at Lincoln High School sells hot chocolate and coffee at the school's football games to make money for a special trip. At one game, they sold $200 worth of drinks and used 295 cups. If hot chocolate sells for 75 cents and coffee sells for 50 cents, how many coffees did they sell? So you're looking for coffees, but you're going to set it up using everything. So we have H for hot chocolate, or X for hot chocolate, whatever you want to call it. So we have H, and that's our hot chocolate, hot cocoa. Then you have C, which is going to be coffee. And you know that H plus C equals 295 cups used. You also know that 75 cents for a hot chocolate costs 50 cents for a coffee, and together they made $200 off of that. Now, your goal is to find coffee. And because you're trying to find coffee, that means you want to solve or substitute using H. So if I want to substitute for H, I'm going to subtract C. So I know H equals 295 minus C. And now I can substitute hot chocolate in and solve for coffee. So we have 75 cents times 295 minus C plus 50 cents times C equals 200. 0.75 times 295 is going to give me 221.25 minus 7,500 C plus 50 cents C equals 200. Combine my like terms. That gives me 221.25 minus, and then I'm going to subtract. And that leaves me with negative 0.225C equals negative 21.25. And then I divide. And that leaves me with C equals 85. So answering the question, there were 85 cups of coffee sold. And that would be the answer. All right, on the next, at a local bank, Wanda received $10 bills and $20 bills in exchange for a $100 bill. She received a total of 8 bills. How many $10 bills did she receive? So you have, we can let X equal $10 bills. We can have Y equals $20 bills. And so together we know that X plus Y equals 8. And quantity-wise, we know that 10X plus 20Y equals 100. And it wants to know how many $10 bills did she see. So we want to solve for Y because we want to focus on X. So that leaves us with y equals 8 minus x. We're going to substitute this in, and we get 10x plus 20 times 8 minus x equals 100. That gives me 10x plus, 160 minus 20x equals 100. That gives me 160 minus 10x equals 100. Subtract 160. That gives me negative 10x equals negative 60. Divide by negative 10. And that gives me x equals 6. So, answer the question. There were 6 $10 bills given. Bam. All right. You collect baseball cards. Your uncle has an old collection of 360 cards that he gives to you. The collection has more baseball cards than football cards. In fact, it has 30 more than twice the number of football cards. How many of each card in your uncle's collection? So you have x equals baseball, y equals football, and together x plus y equals 360. Alright, so in total you have x plus y equals 360, and then it tells you the collection has more baseball cards than football cards. In fact, baseball cards is 30 more than twice the number of football. So it's twice the number of footballs plus 30 more. So this problem already sets itself up for substitution. So I'm going to substitute in for x, and that gives me 2y plus 30 plus y equals 360. That gives me 3y plus 30 equals 360. I'm going to subtract 30. That gives me 3y equals 330. I'm going to divide by 3. And that gives me y equals 110. So I know that he has 110 football cards because that's what my y equals. I'm going to take that and plug it in to either one of these. I either can plug it into the x equals, or I can just subtract from 360. Either way, I'm going to get to the same answer. Okay, so you either can plug it in there, or plug it in here, and subtract from 360, which is kind of easier. So x equals 360 minus 110, and that gives me 250. So what does this mean? He has 250 baseball cards and 110 football cards. All right. So what you're going to do for the rest of the day, classwork, 3-2, systems, word problems. If you didn't take the quiz yesterday, here's a passcode to do so. Late points will be deducted because you didn't show up to take a quiz. And then work on your classwork. And that is it.